Well, I tell you what, it genuinely might be too hot. But welcome back to Hong Kong and welcome to the third episode of my Liverpool tour diaries. Now, if I suddenly move location halfway through this video, it is because it's genuinely too hot. But I did just want to show you the beautiful setting in my hotel. Look at all this beautiful skyline across the bay. Liverpool's hotel is just round the corner somewhere. I was there last night in the restaurant and it's honestly beautiful, beautiful place. I was there as well this morning and we'll talk about that in a minute. But you guys want to know about one thing first, don't you? And that is Alexander Isak. And well, it is now, what time are we on? 2:30 Hong Kong time, so you guys will probably just be waking up back home, or the ones of you that live in the UK, that is. So by the time I put this out, there'll probably be an update because that normally tends to be the case. But the way the land lies at the moment is as simple as Liverpool like Alexander Isak. They've already made an approach 2 or 3 weeks ago, whenever that was. Newcastle don't want to sell Alexander Isak and they want 150 million for him. But as we know from yesterday's development, Alexander Isak wants to move. He wants to leave Newcastle and it feels like his priority is Liverpool. So it's now just a question of if and will Liverpool put the money on the table. As we say, Newcastle want 150 million. Will they budge on that? I'm not sure. Even if it's, say, 120, 130 million, that will take Liverpool's summer spending to in the region of £400 million for the summer, which is an awful lot of money. But I've done some calculations this morning. I've done the maths. I've looked at the accounts. I've put in some, I've basically schemed out what the accounts for this year might be, and Liverpool are safe on PSR. Obviously, they will have to sell players, and as we know, they probably will sell players. They could probably still raise 100 million plus from sales this summer, but on PSR, that is not a worry. Liverpool have the money. Now it's just whether they want to make that bid or not. And if I was to put my money either side, I'd probably say maybe they will just have a little play at him in the next couple of weeks. But let's wait and see what happens. But the summary is Liverpool do like him. It's obvious because I've already approached, made an inquiry sort of thing a couple of weeks ago. Isak wants to come to Liverpool. Newcastle don't want to sell. There's a lot of move, if, buts and maybes. But if Liverpool are serious about it, I think they can get the man. If they think we've already got Hugo Ekitike, he can be as good as Isak is in 3 or 4 years' time, then maybe they won't. But if you want to find out all about it, just keep following me on Twitter and on YouTube, and I'll be updating it as we go from Hong Kong. So I'm going to have a little break in this video because, speaking of strikers, I went to the team hotel this morning and I spoke to Ian Rush, and he was talking to me about Mo Salah and basically whether he thinks that Salah will get his record. He also mentioned that he thinks that Salah should be the new vice captain. So here's a minute or so of that interview, and I'm gonna go inside and do the rest of this video, I think, because it's 34 degrees out here. So watch that, and I'll be back in a minute. And obviously a massive season for Mo Salah, win many awards and whatever. There's been so many legends at this club over the years. How high do you think he's starting to be on that list?
Well, he's a third top goal scorer, so it puts him high on the list already. He's incredible, and he'll be a legend, and he's got to be right up there with the best. But he got that age to sign a 2-year contract, and what I like about him, it's not just the first half last season. His goals were fantastic. The second half, his assists were, and you look at that. And what people don't realise is what he does. He's maturing now, and he's helping the younger players. And when you look at, and also you look as since he was injured, his physique, he's never going to get injured. He's got such a great physique and all that. He's not going to get injured, but he's helping the young ones to say, if you need to be the best, this is what you have to do. And he's helping the other ones, and that's why he's maturing to, in a way, he'd be like. Most probably, if Virgil wasn't captain, I'm pretty sure Mo will be captain.
Yeah. And obviously he's got that 2-year deal. He's still about 100 off you, so sounds like your record's safe unless he scores 50 a season. But did you ever get worried about that?
No, I don't get worried. No, I think everyone loves to have records, as simple as that. But I do believe records are there to be broken. you know, and if he does break it, maybe if he plays well for next year, he might get extended.
Yeah,
You know, that's what you need to look at, and good luck to him if he does. But I think more important that the team are winning trophies.
Yeah.
As long as the team are winning trophies, I'll be happy. We have a laugh about it more because he says I counted my goals in training. So no, it's there, and you know, but I think he wants to be successful. Not just for the club, but as a person as well. He has a big drive, and whatever he wants to do, he wants to be successful.
Yeah, and there's been a big spend in terms of transfers this summer. What would you have said if 30 years ago someone would say, "Oh, Liverpool spend 115 million on one player"?
Well, yeah, exactly. But like I go back to last year where we only signed one player, and everyone was saying, "Oh, we should be spending 4 or 5," but we didn't have to because we won the league. You know, and like you say, the talk went out there. The easiest thing to win the league, the hardest thing is to retain it. So every time we won the league, we'd buy at least 2 or 3 players to keep people on the toes. But now we need, we obviously need 4 or 5 players to keep up that thing. And I think you've got to give credit to the owners, really. They would have given that money last year if they wanted it. Yeah. But he didn't want it. No. So I needed this year, so he's got that now. Yeah. So it's, I think it's fair to say, the owners have been very good, and it's lot now to get them up and running.
So that there was Ian Rush talking to me this morning about Mo Salah and strikers in general. You won't have seen the clip in that, but I did also ask him about Hugo Ekitike, and I suppose the big news on that front is that Hugo Ekitike has trained with his teammates for the first time today. They're training in, where is it? It's actually around that side of the bay. If I was still stood over there outside, would have been able to point out where they were training. Liverpool's hotel is just round the corner a bit there. And they're training just across the road from the stadium where they play AC Milan tomorrow. Someone was telling me earlier that basically the place where they've been training most days, and they've been doing double sessions a bit as well. So, they definitely did a double session on Wednesday. It's outside in the elements, and as you know, I've just been sat talking for 3 minutes outside, and I've had to come in. But the stadium itself is air-conned, and basically the levels in terms of the intensity apparently was pretty much doubled yesterday. When they was training at the stadium, they love it. Virgil van Dijk had a sit-down with Hugo Ekitike last night and basically said to him, look, your hard work must start now. If you want to make it at Liverpool, if you want to be the main man at Liverpool, you need to start putting the work in now. And that's a good message to send out. Virgil van Dijk, brilliant leader. I think at some point in these videos we'll talk about the vice-captaincy. I'm sure that Slot, I mean, it seems quite certain it will be Mo Salah, but we'll find out. Obviously, we've seen clips. Andy Robertson was the first over to Ekitike yesterday. I think Robbo, as I've said on this channel before, is a brilliant leader and he leads by example. But Ekitike is trained today and we will maybe see him against AC Milan. I still think it could probably be maybe a bit too early, but we'll see. I think we'll definitely get a chance to see him in Yokohama next week. Liverpool fly into Tokyo. They're based in Tokyo, so they'll fly there on Sunday, and maybe we will see Ekitike then. And then, of course, next week is the big unveiling of the Adidas kit. So, Ekitike, Wirtz, Kirkes, Frimpong, Mamardashvili, I'm sure they'll have a big role to play in that. But when we talk about PSR as well earlier, it's worth saying that the Adidas kits, the deal is worth at least £60 million a year, if not more, if not a lot more than that. I'm told that the 60 million is a very conservative estimate. So they're getting that. They've got about 200 mil in prize money from both winning the Premier League and getting to the last 16 of the Champions League. So the money is that this is why Liverpool can afford to spend so much money. It's because they make so much money. So I don't really get the argument that they're splashing the cash and it might leave them in financial hot water later down the line, because the money's there basically, and that's pretty much all we can say. They could go on and spend another 200 million this summer and still be PSR compliant. Now, I've had a few questions as well about defenders, and it has gone a bit quiet on that. at the moment. So maybe that is a question that we'll put to Arne Slot tomorrow. It looks, if reports are to believe, that Jorel Hatto is going to be going to Chelsea. Obviously, as I've said on here before, Liverpool like him. I'm sure they still do like him. But it does seem like he's heading for Chelsea. Mark Gahey was mentioned quite heavily 2 or 3, 4 weeks ago, but his name has died down a bit, so maybe Liverpool are just waiting to see if Palace will budge on that price tag, which is too high at the moment, in Liverpool's eyes at least. So let's wait and see on that. But Isak is hotting up. The next few days is going to be interesting, to say the least. He's not in Singapore, but let's see where he ends up. Maybe he'll be flying to Asia in a different capacity next week. Of course, don't clip that up. I'm probably not really sure what to make of the whole Isak saga. I've given you the sort of news element of it, but in terms of my own opinion, I do think Liverpool do need to just go in with a bid now, test the waters, as I said yesterday, make Newcastle come to the table. How strong is their stance in terms of the asking price? I think if Liverpool are going to be a big boy club, like they have been this transfer window, to be fair, but if they're going to keep up that big boy aura, then go get on the phone to Eddie Howe. Mate, here's 120 mil. What do you say about that? Who knows what they'll say? Maybe they will be staunch and maybe he won't come to Liverpool, but maybe Newcastle just think 150 mil for a player who doesn't look like he's going to sign a new contract. Maybe it is in their best interest to take the money and run, buy Benjamin Sesko, buy Johan Visser, maybe another player with that money as well. So it's going to be an interesting few days, but you'll hear all about it over here on my YouTube channel. Send me messages on Twitter and I'll be in touch. Try and answer as many of them as I can. The match is tomorrow. I'll be there, so I'll see you then.